Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be taking over some games with Electrode and Ampharos. Let's get into it. I go for that first turn Volt Switch right on the Easy Bake Oven into my Salamence over here. He starts thinking some nasty thoughts over there. I'm able to outspeed, go for the Outrage, do that big damage. He retires for the Thunderbolt and I just hang on. He then switches into his Ursaring. I go for another Outrage, he eats that right up. Ursaring does not care and tanks another Outrage. I get confused from the fatigue, he goes for the Body Slam, takes me out. I go right back into my Electrode, I'm able to outspeed, go for the Thunderbolt, take out the bear. He goes back into the Easy Bake Oven, I'm able to outspeed, go for the Thunderbolt, take him out too. Starting to rack up some Life Orb damage, but Electrode doesn't care. He goes into Eternatus, gets the pressure going, I go for the Terra Ice, Terra Blast, do huge damage, he just hangs on. He goes for the Dynamax Cannon, Electrode eats that right up. He gets some lefties back, I go for another Terra Blast, take him out. Electrode out here popping off and taking names. He goes into the Mabostiff, I go for the Volt Switch, do good damage, and I just hang on from the Life Orb, pivot into my Roaring Moon. He goes for the Crunch, does huge damage to my Roaring Moon. I retaliate with the Outrage, he just hangs on, goes for another Crunch, takes out my Roaring Moon. I go back into the boss of my team, the Electrode, go for the Thunderbolt, take out my Mabostiff. And then I finally go into the Life Orb after getting 4 KOs. I then go into my Cloth, he goes into his Paldean Tauros, intimidates my Crab. I immediately switch into my Noctowl, he starts bulking up over there, gets that boost. He goes for that Terra Water, Wave Crash, and one-shots my Noctowl. He takes some big recoil damage. I then go into my Samurott, he's able to outspeed, go for the close combat, Samurott just hangs on. He gets all those stat lowers, go for the knockoff, he just hangs on, but I get rid of his Life Orb. He goes for the Aqua Jet, and Samurott just hangs on, go for the knockoff, take out the Bull. His last Pokemon is then the Monkey Dory. He goes for the Fake Out, Samurott just hangs on, but unfortunately has to flinch. He's able to outspeed and clean me up with the Psychic. My last Pokemon is then the Cloth. Able to go for the knockoff, he just hangs on, get rid of his vest. He goes for the Psychic, Cloth eats that right up, get that Toxic Chain. I take a little bit of damage, go for another knockoff, take him out. Good game. Alrighty, let's get into game number 2. They start with the Dreadnought, I go with my Sudowoodo. They go right for that Shell Smash, get the boost, eat the herb, but it does not matter. Sudowoodo doesn't care, goes for the Wood Hammer, takes him out in one shot. His next mon is in the little Tumbleweed over there, goes right for the sub, gets the beanbag up, I go for a head smash, get rid of the bag. He gets some lefties back, he goes for the Power Whip, Sudowoodo just hangs on, go for the head smash, take out the Bramblegeist. He then goes into the Armor Rouge, I go for the Sucker Punch, get a little bit of chip damage on my way out, unfortunately forget about the weak armor. He goes for the Psyshock, takes out my Sudowoodo. I then go into Babe the Pig, he decides to switch into his Vigoroth. I go for the Earth Power, do absolutely nothing. I bring the pig back and then go into my Salamence, intimidate the Vigoroth. He decides to start working out right over there, gets those boosts, goes for the Body Slam, does some good damage. I decide to start dancing with the dragons. I go for the dual wing beat, but still Vigoroth eats that right up. He decides to keep getting the pump over there. I decide to switch back into the Grumpig. He goes for the Slack Off, gets all of his health back. I then make a terrible misplay, go for the trick, doesn't matter, he goes for the knockoff, does huge damage, outspeeds, goes for another knockoff, takes out my Grumpig. Trying to redeem myself, I go into the King Gambit, get the Overlord boost, he switches into his dog over there, I start dancing with some swords. He's able to outspeed, go for the body press, do huge damage, but I just hang on, take him out with the Iron Head. The OG Charizard then decides to come in. I go for the Sucker Punch, he makes a great play, goes for the Will-O-Wisp, burns my King Gambit, and cripples me over here. I go for the Sucker Punch just to get some damage on my way out. He goes for the Flamethrower, takes me out. I then go into my threat, the Ampharos. He goes for the Flamethrower, eat that right up. I go for the Agility, double my speed. I'm able to outspeed now, go for the Thunderbolt, take out the Charizard. He goes into his Vigoroth. He goes for the Body Slam, Ampharos takes that, nice. I go for the Focus Blast, take him out in one shot. His last mon is in the Armor Rouge. I'm able to outspeed, take him out with the Thunderbolt. Good game. Alrighty, that's the video. Please let me know what you guys think down below and stay tuned for future content. Peace!